Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Joy back with another video, and so today I will be talking about my Teen Vogue Summit 2019 experience and just kind of like a review, what happened, what are things that I got to do, just like pros and cons to the event and if you should consider going. I will have a recap video and I will leave the link below, so definitely check out the recap of the footage of like me doing the things at the event and activities. This is just a sit down talk video, but I do have a video that is all about the recap. If you don't know who I am, I'm Joy and I make college, beauty, and lifestyle videos, occasionally commentary here on this channel, so if that's something you're interested in, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And today, if you're wondering, I have some crazy makeup on and it's missing a few gems. I did not do this. I got this done at the Teen Vogue Summit. I know it doesn't look the greatest just because the eyeliner is so thick and I have like, my eye shape is not like white people eye shape because I'm like half Asian. So yeah, but I figured I might as well film this video with it on. So yeah, so facts about me: this was my first Teen Vogue Summit. I found out about it through an ad on Instagram, but I had totally forgot that I knew about the event because someone else I subscribed to on YouTube, Claire Daw, made a video about it and I saw it, but I just totally forgot about the event. And I had bought the ticket, I want to say 2 or 3 days before the event started. I got the Icon Pass, which was the second best ticket. The best ticket was the VIP, and that was about $299, which included meet and greets and a specialized gift. So that was a pretty good price. I don't know how they ran their meet and greet, but it was a good price for like meeting celebrities and stuff, I would have to say. And so that was sold out by the time I bought my ticket. I bought my ticket late because I only found out about it like late. So I would have bought it earlier if I knew about the event earlier, which I didn't. So anyways, it was $99, $104 after like processing fees. And yeah, so they had different ticket systems. I think there was a $59 one which granted 2 days to the event, only Saturday and Sunday. My ticket granted 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they both had the same benefits, only the 2-day ticket was $59 and it was only for 2 days. So they had other tickets, but honestly, if you want the best experience, I would spend more money because the people who maybe bought the $29 ticket or whatnot I feel like they don't have as great of an experience because they can't do all the things that people who have better tickets can do. So it's just invest your money or just don't go at all kind of thing. Girl, let me tell ya, I had a problem with my tickets. So I advise you buy your tickets ahead of time. Like the minute you find out it, buy your tickets when they come out. Don't wait till the last minute. I didn't wait till the last minute. I just found out about it then because this is what I ran into. So on Thursday night, the day before the event, I get this email saying reach the max capacity on Friday for the work admissions, and we'll see you on Saturday and Sunday, and we're offering you a partial refund of $25. So I was like, this math ain't right for this refund, and I was really upset, especially since they told me the night before, right when I was about to pack for the event. I told them something along the lines of, you should be giving me $40 back because that's the difference between the 2-day ticket and the 3-day ticket. And if you're not allowing me to go on Friday because you reached your max capacity, then I might as well have bought the 2-day ticket since it offers the same benefits minus Friday and it's cheaper. It's $59 versus the $99 ticket that I bought, and I was only going to experience the 2-day benefits. So I was like, okay, well $40 is the difference between the two, which is what I should get. So I gave them an ultimatum. I said, here's the deal. I literally said that in an email, nice. And I didn't want to be like a Karen or like that rude person because I get things happen and stuff. But I was just like, as a customer, this is not right. They're cheating me out of my experience because of their poor planning, and they're also going to cheat me out of my refund. I was like, that's not happening. So I said, here's the deal. Either you're going to give me the $40 difference back that I deserve, or you're going to find a way for me to be there on Friday. Because I don't want a refund. I bought my ticket to experience the 3 days. Like, that's what I want. And so I didn't get an email back until Friday later in the day while I was at the event. So I'll tell you what happened. I called my boyfriend and he told me I should just go, and I was really worried about wasting time, money, and gas, because I live like 28 miles away from this, and just the gas money alone and the time spent in traffic would just be horrible if I couldn't go. So I was like, okay, I really need to trust in God. This is God testing my patience and my trust in Him, and not worry about it. And so that is what I did. And when I went to the event, I was there early because I wanted to be in line and early first, and I wanted to get parking. And so I was there, and they told me that I would have to come back. Check-in starts at 8, and they told me to come back at 8:30 because I'm on the wait list because I bought my ticket later, and they were telling other people my situation that they couldn't get their session that they wanted because there's different themes for the different work sessions, and they are basically going to different companies in LA like Twitter, Instagram, Puma, DreamWorks, Nike, places like that. And so it does say on their website that the ticket, the themes for the workshops, I'll just call them workshops, is first come, first serve. So the people who buy their tickets first will get to choose first. And if you don't respond to the email pretty fast, then you lose that chance of getting that first pick, because they take buses from where you meet at to that location and back. So they have a limited amount of seating. And so I was just praying really hard that they would find room for me. And they did find room for me on the Puma. So I went to Puma and I went to DreamWorks. We were originally supposed to go to Getty, but since of the fires in California, because of the Getty fire, we couldn't go to. So we went to DreamWorks instead. And it was good. I mean, I wanted to go to the digital media theme because that's what I'm like going down. But I was just happy to just be there and be able to experience like my ticket that I bought. I took a tour of DreamWorks studio, office, campus, learned about things there, and then the Puma, we learned about the design process of shoes and from start to finished product, and then we got to create our own Puma shoe that we got to keep. I will show you that later in the stuff I got for free in this event, and so that was really interesting. Oh man, I just made another drill fall off. They provided lunch for us. They provided the company lemonade as a box lunch. They also provided breakfast for us on this day. These were free if you had the Icon Pass. And yeah, so that was good. Both of the food was good, the choices. So that was day one. Day two was way bigger of an event because there's more people going to it, and this is when the YouTubers, celebrities, influencers, people like Demi Lovato, Liza Koshy, Nikita Dragon, Ricky Thompson, Joey King, people like that, and a bunch of random people that I don't know, like a lady from Facebook who came and did panels, and a lot of the content was good. I mean, it's stuff that you would expect from like a Teen Vogue event, and it was really cool to be up front and close to like celebrities like that, and especially see YouTubers in that space. But a few things that like honestly that kind of bothered me is just like, this is like a very minor issue, but there was almost about 1,000 people, under 1,000 people, but close to it on Saturday at least, and there was less people on Friday and Sunday. But there was a couple hundred people, and whenever we would go into a building for like a talk or a lecture, panel, it was really uncomfortable because the seating, the rows were really close to one another, and then the seats were really close to next to each other, and people just had a bunch of their free stuff in their bags, and I just felt like I couldn't move. And one thing I noticed is, despite how good the content was that was being spoken about, and despite how amazing like certain people are up there, I really think that Teen Vogue should change the fact that like people have short attention spans. Like, I have a longer attention span than most people, but even I had a headache for the whole morning because I was like dehydrated and like lack of sleep. But it was really hard for me to focus and sit down 45 minutes of a panel, and then sit down for another 45 minutes, have lunch, and then sit down again for another 45-minute panel, another 45-minute panel, and so forth. And it was a lot of sit down talking, like it was a college campus, a lecture, like you're in school. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like with the content that's being spoken, you don't need that long to discuss that. You can discuss that in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or, you know, whatnot. Like, I can see when there's a panel, like 5 people, yeah, you might need 45 minutes. But for one person, you really don't need 45 minutes. And it kind of sucks because sometimes you had to stay in that room if you wanted to see the next panel. Like, you couldn't get up and then come back for that. You had to stay for both, even if you only care about the panel later with people in that. So that kind of sucked. Choose your task, like, really wisely. I was tastemaker and there was a boss track. So with tastemaker, I got to see, like, the influencers and YouTubers. Meanwhile, like, the boss people didn't see that, so you couldn't be in there because it was for tastemakers. So that was a problem. Another thing too is this is Teen Vogue. I don't have a problem with Teen Vogue talking about politics or doing anything like that, or even for celebrities. But honestly, like, they asked everybody this question about the 2020 election and stuff, and I just felt like, why are we asking this? Like, why can't we just stick to, like, fashion and beauty? Like, politics is important, but I didn't come here, and I'm sure other people didn't come there to talk about that, to, you know. And they had a table that said swing left there for people to vote, which is fine, but there was a lot of, like, indirect, I guess there's a lot of indirect towards the end, because they asked this question for literally everyone that I saw about 2020 election and stuff, and there was kind of like an indirect hatred for Trump administration and this and that. And I don't care if you hate Trump, like, that's your opinion. For me, I don't hate him or love him, so it doesn't really bother me. But it's just like, kind of like, it rubbed me the wrong way, because these are Teen Vogue editors, these are journalists, and it's kind of like, when you're interviewing someone, and you should be unbiased. Like, literally, I just feel like when you phrase a question, especially on stage, regardless of how this person votes or thinks, and you show off a bias of hatred or distaste for the president and the Trump and the current election, and, you know, and they didn't really say Trump out loud or say anything mean, but you just felt the vibe, it's gonna form the opinion of the other person, regardless if they like Trump or not like him, because you're on stage, they don't want to look bad, and I just feel like it's not your place as a journalist there to do that. I mean, in the opinion page, commentary, go ahead, but just, like, as a journalist, when I saw that, I was like, ugh. And it's just kind of like, you could make people uncomfortable that are here that support Trump, and you're pretty much dissing them and stuff, regardless of your political opinion. I don't feel like, whether you're liberal or you're conservative, you should feel that way at an event, because, you know. And I thought that some of the speakers who were being interviewed had excellent responses. Like the Facebook lady, when she was being interviewed, and you know how Facebook's been in controversy before about politics in, like, the last election, she basically, because the interviewer was saying that he or she was wishing that she could delete everyone off of Facebook who disagrees with her, and I just thought, what an ignorant statement that was, honestly. And the Facebook lady had an excellent response, and she said that it's not a bad thing to have dialogue or to discuss with people who, like, disagree with you. That could be really healthy, and she said that when it becomes unhealthy is when it's abusive and it's cyberbullying, and that's when we need to treat it. And I thought that was an excellent response to such a remark. And there was a few other people that responded like that, and I gained so much respect for them, because it's like, I don't care what you believe, but you should be open to other opinions, you know? So it was just kind of that bias there. Obviously, it's Teen Vogue, and it's in LA, so it's going to be like that. But yeah, the panels were way too long. And another issue was the lines for things were way too long as well. And what they honestly should do is cut back on the panel time and put more time available for people to do the activities. Like on Friday or Saturday, you could design your denim bag with putting studs in it. You could take photos with an app on your phone and print them out there. You could get your photo taken for a LinkedIn photo headshot. You could get your resume looked at. You can get your makeup done. All these things. But there was long lines because there's a few hundred people, but there's only like one photographer. There's only 2 people who are doing makeup. And so it's just kind of like the lines were long. It was really hard to do things, like everything, especially avoiding the lines, and still attend talks. It's like you had to choose one or the other. I was lucky where I got almost everything done. I didn't get a lot of things done because of this issue. But yeah. And it's all free if you have like the Icon Pass, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the activities were really fun. The lineup was good. Their bag they had free stuff in was pretty good. So they have a lot of stuff that's going good for them. I mean, this is their 5th summit, so I thought it was good overall. Honestly, I would rate it a 7 out of 10, just because I feel like their execution of the event was not as good. I didn't attend Saturday's whole schedule, and since this is their like little schedule thing, because I wasn't feeling good and I just left. And I really wanted to stay for Demi Lovato, but I just couldn't stand to sit over an hour lecture. For their lunch, they had like food trucks, and I waited 30 minutes for my food. The food was good. They had like a Chinese truck, they had a vegan option, and they had like a burger option. So their food selection, I would say, is pretty good. Sunday, so day 3. This is probably one of my favorite days. So this was the self-care day where they had facials. You could do your hair. Like I got my hair curled, but it's like straight now. And then you can get a manicure. You can get a massage and stuff. And some of the activities that they had on Saturday weren't there anymore, but these new ones were there. And so they did make a mistake, because on their pamphlet it says check-in starts at 8, but on the tickets and on the website it says 8:30, so that's the mistake they made. But yeah, another problem is I feel like the event is really good, but I feel like they were trying to do too much at once, where they're trying to overachieve, and it just doesn't really succeed in that way, because check-in starts at 8. But they had the self-care services, what I told you about, the facials and manicures, from 8:30 to 11. And that's not a long time when you have long lines, and when you have people simultaneously trying to work out with a Tone It Up gal and go to brunch with Pink, Victoria's Secret Pink. Because they had 8:30 to 11 self-care services, 9 to 9:30 was the workout, which I missed because I was too busy standing in line for the facial, and then 9:30 to 10:30 was brunch with Pink. I got my food. It was acai bowl. It was really delicious. It had that butter in it. I think it's peanut butter, so it was really good. But I was in line for the burritos originally, and they ran out. And I really wish they told us that they were going to make more, because I got it online, and then someone said, oh, they're making more burritos, and that would have been nice to know. So all of these are happening while you can get your self-care done. And the premise for this event is kind of like, oh, you can do all these things, like all of them, not that you have to pick and choose. So it's really upsetting. And I talked to a lot of people about this, and they had a similar outlook as, yeah, like that really sucks. I can't do all these things. It's really upsetting me. So I didn't get to see the Victoria's Secret model, which I was upset about. I saw her walking around, but I kind of wanted to take a video or photo of her, and then they cut off the self-care services at 11, so even if you were in line, I think you didn't get to do it. So that's just unfortunately, that was, bad for the people who didn't get to do that. I missed the group meditation because I was in line getting my makeup done, this look, and then they had main stage moments, which I also missed because I was too busy in the makeup line. It took forever. I want to say I waited in that line for like 45 minutes to an hour. But I did get to see Zara Larsson, her performance at the very end. So yeah, I think like the event overall is pretty good. I think that this type of event is really good for young women in particular, but just any type of woman in general. If you're interested in the digital world, internet, social media marketing, if you're a communications major, if you are a journalism, PR major, if you're into fashion, beauty, I feel like this event is really helpful for you to get to know more of that industry and get to meet professionals in the industry and hear what they have to say about how to make it or what the reality is. And it's also a great way to meet other like-minded women who are interested in those things. Like, I met several great women who I have their Instagrams now, and I'm going to reach out to them so we can collab, just who are in LA and across the world. And that's what I really like about this event, is that events like this is where I can meet other women and connect and network and just see people, because I feel like even at a university I don't connect with a lot of people just because we don't share like a lot of interests. Like, I am a hustler, I'm a go-getter, I love doing digital stuff, I love doing YouTube. I'm not into parties. If that's your thing, okay, but it's not my thing. And even in my major, I don't know a lot of journalism majors. Most people I know, a lot of women are into the STEM field, and I think that's amazing because we need women like you. That's just not me, and I just have a hard time connecting with people because I can't find people that are like me, you know? So going to these events allows me to find women like that, so definitely. But you definitely have to reach out. You can't just expect women to come up to you. Like, when you're in line standing, talk to someone. Like, I did that so many times. So you have to make the effort to, like, want to get to know other people. You just can't, like, let them, like, rely on them, like, talking to you, you know? So I think that's really great. But the other thing that I don't like is that when I go to LA, and sometimes these events, I get this elitist, self-importance, entitled mentality from some women who attend these events and some of the people who run the events, and that really rubs me the wrong way. And I think that it's just because it's LA and just people think they're better than you for whatever reason. But I definitely did see a lot of that at the event, so this is not like Teen Vogue's fault, but there was definitely, even though there was a lot of great women that I met, there was also women that I was just like, man, you're really making me angry right now. Like, just the greediness and the lack of spatial awareness and the lack of, like, time sensitivity is crazy to me. Like, for Saturday, we had these tickets so we can redeem a lunch, a breakfast, and a snack. They didn't do that on Sunday for the brunch with Victoria's Secret Pink, and so what happened was people were getting acai bowls and burritos, and I was like, no wonder why they ran out of burritos, is because people are double counting. And I was just kind of like, I mean, of course, like, you want to try both, but it's like, why do you have to be greedy? Like, why can't you wait until everyone has gotten their fair share and then get seconds, you know? I was just like, that greed carried out throughout, like, the whole entire time I was there. And for example, they had these, like, really cute vases with these flowers all as decoration on the table, and I guess that they were letting people take them home. And so I saw women grabbing like 5, 6 of them, and I was like, why do you need 5 or 6? Like, they're pretty, but share. Like, just take one. You don't need all of those. And it's just crazy because I was seeing, like, women say, oh, like, this is really cute, and someone be like, oh, that's mine, kind of thing. And I was just like, man, like, why are people like this? Why are we animals? Why are we greedy? And I'm not perfect either, but I'm just saying, this is, like, ridiculous. And even, like, there was a lot of photo opportunities. They had the Teen Vogue sign, and I was waiting in line to get a photo, but let me tell you, there were these girls who I saw constantly throughout the day, and I'm not going to judge them, but I'm just going to tell you what happened in this instance is they basically were taking forever. They're taking their photos. Like, I get it. Like, when you take one photo, it's not always great, so it's okay, take another one. But don't spend several minutes taking photos, multiple positions, and don't invite your friends. They were inviting their friends, coming up, taking photos, and it took a long time. And I was just like, wow. And I saw some of these girls too when I was by the food trucks, just, like, kind of pushing their way. Like, there was, like, these lines were not really lines. Like, there was, like, people, like, you know, trying to kind of cut indirectly and stuff. And I was just like, wow, like, these people made me not want to be here, like, the attendees of the event. So I think Teen Vogue should not make it, like, the time of it, they should try and be more conscious that not everyone is going to stay in a hotel across from the event, because if you live in the LA area, why are you going to spend the money to stay in a hotel when you can just drive home? The only thing is that it could be several miles and the traffic is just horrible. So I had to wake up really early. I had to wake up around 5 something on Friday, and I woke up around 6 something on Saturday to just get to these events, to get there ahead of time. So that was a drag, and I was really tired. Another thing that was happening is because during lunch on Saturday there was like this performance by someone, and their DJ was super loud. It was good, but when you're at the food trucks you cannot hear your name, and so it was making the process really slow. And like I said, I waited 30 minutes for my food, and it's hot out there, it's sunny, it's loud. And so what I started doing is, when I hear the person calling their name, if they said Marissa, I was like, Marissa! Yelling it so people can hear and so we can move the pace faster. And then after I started doing that, then everyone else started doing that. So if that happens to you, don't feel afraid to just start yelling people's name to make it go faster. And then on Saturday, they had like a giveaway, a pink giveaway and stuff. I didn't win, unfortunately. I really wanted it. I had to trust God, because I've had so many things, like even on the first day there was like a crime scene, and it delayed me and I couldn't get on the freeway entrance, and then couldn't find parking at first. There's no parking at the side of the event, and my ticket got denied the second day, and I was like, of course this would happen to me, of course. So yeah, I think besides the things, I feel like I don't want you guys to take this as a negative experience, because I did enjoy my time. But I think that there's some things that Vogue can improve on, because it was ridiculous of how long lines were and just how long the panels were. And I think that you really should work on that. It's a great event. I would recommend to someone who I obviously stated in those categories. I think that it's fairly priced, but I think that you should reconsider that. The influencers and YouTubers don't really walk around, so unless you get like the VIP ticket, you're not going to be able to like take a photo with them really, or hang out with them. Some people were able to take a pouto with Liza Koshy and like with other people, Joey King, but I wasn't able to. But yeah, so don't feel like you shouldn't go to this event, but just be aware of the things that happen that are pretty frustrating. I mean, I like to give grace to events who just first start out, because it's really hard running an event, and it takes a lot of work, and you can't always prepare for everything, and things don't go to plan. Like Bretman Rock was supposed to be there, but he wasn't able to make it there. So, but yeah, this is their 5th one, so I'm giving them less grace because of that. So, Teen Vogue, thank you for having this event. It was nice, but change these things, please. And I'm sure I didn't remember everything that was good or bad about it. So, I love you guys. Don't forget to check out the recap video, and